guys, it's your girl B-Marshe. Welcome back to my channel. This is my review for Real Housewives of Potomac Season 6, Episode 6. And before we get into the review, don't forget to like the video. Yes, like the video because it tells me how much you love me. And don't forget to comment in the comment section because I love to hear you guys talk about the show and tell me your opinions. And most importantly is subscribe. Subscribe to the channel because the girl wants you to join the family. So subscribe to the channel and we will get right into the review right now. Okay, so it started off where they left off at the table with Gizelle and Karen still going back and forth and getting on my ever-loving nerves on this whole, you know, apologize to me. Honey, I'm not about to beg you to apologize. You don't feel like you need to apologize? Then don't apologize. Winnie does bring a good point to Karen and let her know, girl, she did not wish death on your husband. How you are saying that is not wishing death on anyone's husband. Her wording was semantics, basically just semantics. And so Gizelle basically says, like, you know, fine. Well, no, it wasn't Gizelle first. It was Candace. Candace has been speaking a lot of voice of reasons. I think this year she wants to be a little bit more likable, and she is doing a pretty decent job. And she goes, well, look, you both have been talking trash about each other for years. And they go back into history between the t-shirt that Gizelle made, between the Erica Lau's comments and the lying comments and the clown comments. It's been a lot, mostly from Gizelle, and I'm not so much from Karen. I'm gonna be honest, Gizelle started it and Karen basically has been going back and forth with her. So they have been going through a lot. So their friendship has been doing this for years. And Gizelle brings up, like, you know, basically if she can apologize and really wipe that look off her face and not apologize to me, then yeah, I think we should just get the whole relationship. I think that's actually a great idea, Gizelle. You guys do not need to be friends. Y'all have crossed the line too many times with each other to say that this is my friend. I am not about to be friends with anybody who treats me the way you treat somebody. I can't do it. I'm sorry. But they leave it at that. The girls want them to just basically get along and, you know, kumbaya. But they can't kumbaya, okay? They think their bodies talked about this in private without the group. But I honestly think they need to let it go, okay? Let it die. Because the friendship needs to be dead. Just like Gizelle's makeup. Okay, now the girls go see the cottage that Candace has brought for them. Well, she didn't bring it, but it's on their property. And yeah, it's BS. Honey, that cottage ain't nothing compared to the estate, honey. It does look like the quarters for the servants. It ain't as fancy. I thought the cottage would be a little bit more nicer than that. It's pretty just simple, a little outdated. It could have been way fancier compared to what the main house looks like. The cottage is definitely a step down. It's like we're at a 5-star resort and now we're in like a 3-star resort. Like it's not that great. The views are beautiful because they can see the lake like everybody else, but the cottage definitely needs some work. Karen was happy to be away from Gizelle. Like, I would be happy to be away from her because, honey, who wants to be looking at her ass all day and night? We go over to Ashley and Michael. They are having photo shoots with the babies. You know, they have a new baby boy. And so they decided to have a photo shoot at the house. The house is a little messy. I do agree. They do need to probably expand. Maybe looking for a bigger condo or maybe a house, because they are starting to get overtaken by children's toys. And it kind of shows with them having so many, now having 2 kids and now a toddler and a newborn. They're going to be overtaken by toys really soon in the future. So I think maybe they might be looking for a property. They didn't talk about it, but I do think they might need to start looking for maybe a new, bigger place. Anyway, they're talking about, you know, not Candace's, Ashley's depression and her postpartum depression, how she been doing that. She said she has been feeling a little, I know her emotions have been a little bit all over the place, but now she can recognize when her emotions are over the place and when she needs some help. The baby has not really been sleeping at night. He sleeps through the day. There's like this light therapy she's talking about. I don't really know too much about that. Don't work in the nurse industry and I definitely have any children, but it's something like, I guess, cartilage or something like that she was talking about. I'm probably saying this incorrectly, so correct me in the comments. And she was basically saying, you know, we definitely need to get him under control with the whole sleeping and him getting sleep at night, and try to help somewhat because she left the hospital a little early because she wanted to get back to baby Dean. And so this hasn't really been helping. So hopefully they can get that under control. She's going to hire a night nurse to kind of help out. Michael has been helping. They talk about Giselle coming by and how it kind of helped Ashley not feel so tired, and kind of helped with her depression, being around her friends, and that she invited her to Candace's trip. She talked about her and Candace's relationship and basically said they have a non-relationship. They don't have any relationship. They just basically, we are cordial. I see her, hey girl, go on my business. We do not really talk like that. Ever since the whole moaning thing, you know, Candace doesn't really see it for Ashley. She tells Michael that Giselle's ready to start dating. And I'm like, she did. I don't remember that conversation, but apparently she did tell them in that conversation that she's ready to start dating. She asks him, did he know anybody? I'm like, she don't want no date nobody that you, Michael, no, girl, please. No. I don't think that's a good route. But anywho, Michael asked about, is maybe Juan's available? He's making a little joke. And he asked about if Robin and Juan has got married yet. And she said no, Robin wants to wait until after the pandemic. And he's like, I told you they wasn't getting married. Honey, like you and everybody else in America, okay? We all know they wouldn't get married. They not gonna get married. They gonna get in that house and watch. She be like, we don't need to get married. We've been living together all this time, you know. You got a ring, don't you? So, pandemic, and no, they were not getting married. But let's move on. So the girls are getting ready for dinner, and we see Giselle and Robin sit down and have a conversation about Wendy's new look. I am so sick and tired of them talking about Wendy's new look. Like, this is a whole big change in her personality. Robin's like, would I like her if I met her now with this new way she's looking? You know, before she was Professor Wendy, and now she's like, you know, hot girl Wendy. It's kind of like Wendy likes the body that she's in. She got her new boobs done. She got her breasts done. Her breasts. She got her booty done. She got some lipo done. So she wants to show it off. If Wendy wants to show it off, then we need to allow her to show it off. I did say in my last review that Wendy needs to get a stylist to help her a little bit, because I don't like some of the outfits she been wearing. They do look a little tacky, but if she wants to show off her body, then do that. I just think she needs a stylist to help her redefine her sexy, so that way it looks super sexy, but it doesn't look cheap. That's my whole point. Like, I want her to look sexy, but not cheap. Sometimes she can come off a little cheap looking, but she just needs to find a stylist that can help you balance that out. I'm not telling her to cover up her body. I don't want her to cover up her body. If she likes to be out and looking beautiful, and that's her business. But for Giselle and Robin to sit there and act like Wendy's whole personality is changing because she got this new body, and then Giselle is basically connecting it with the fact that these rumors about Eddie's having an alleged baby or an alleged girlfriend on the side. I'm saying this is alleged because I have not heard this in the blogs that are any truth to that, so that we have to definitely take that with a grain of salt. But for her to say, oh, maybe she's trying to compensate for something because of this, and I'm like, miss, sit down. Why are you even with Lackey and Tacky, yes, Robin and Giselle, are sitting there trying to come for this beautiful black woman, educated beautiful black woman, because she decides that she wants to do something good and make herself feel good, and they don't like it. It's not for you to like. And I do like what Wendy tells them later on in the episode, but I was just sitting here like, I can't believe they're sitting here talking about this girl. And when she walks into the room while they're having this conversation, and they immediately shut up. No, go ahead and keep running your mouth, because obviously this is an issue for you, so you need to tell it to her face, not behind her back. I'm too through with them. I really am. I'm so over them. I really want them to get rid of Robin and Giselle, but I know they're not going to fire Giselle, but they damn sure can get rid of Robin, because she ain't doing nothing. But we need your storyline. Like, what's your storyline this year? You lay in the bed all this time. You might be going through some type of depression. So that is what your storyline is. And you letting your own friend drag you too. I'm going to talk about that too. Give me a second. Let's move over. So they get to dinner, and oh, I forgot, before they get to dinner, they all go into the living room, and the girls from the cottage had come over, by the way. So they all get into the living room, and Candace has passed out all these gifts. She gives them all robes, and she gives them these like little hats for like basically swimming hats. So apparently Giselle is going to do a water aerobics class the next morning. Yeah, how she likes to say that Karen's old, but she ain't about to do, you know, a water aerobics class. Only rise aerobic class I have seen is for old people. And that is true. Like, I do laps. I don't do water aerobics. So, yeah, that's a real oldish of you, Giselle. But okay. So they get to dinner. They all sit down. You know, they order their food and stuff. And, you know, Candace is talking about her and Chris having gender roles, how, you know, he does more of the cooking while she doesn't do much cooking. If my husband was a chef, he gonna cook, okay? It is what it is. You are basically a chef, so I'm gonna allow you to cook how you want to cook. I'm not gonna stand in your way. So, you know, she also talks about the fact that he is her manager now, and that, you know, he doesn't really turn it off. Whenever she comes home from the studio, you know, she's tired, she's ready to lay down, and he's like, hold up, you got this to do. And that could be definitely a problem. I had talked about that a few episodes ago, about how that could be a problem for your relationship, with not having the defined roles of, we're husband and wife right now, not client and manager. And she's not paying him as her manager, he just getting some loving. Is like basically a favor. But I do think that she possibly needs to fire him soon and really get her a real manager, because it starts to bleed into your marriage, and it's basically bleeding into your marriage now, because you guys are arguing about the fact that he's still in manager mode while you want him to be in husband mode. That's why I said you guys need to separate the roles. Giselle basically talks about how, you know, Chris might benefit off of Candace's success and not have his own success his own by him managing her. Yeah, that was tacky. I was kind of like, first of all, even if I thought that, I probably would not say that out of my mouth. And I always just been saying that you guys need to stop having him as your manager, because, you know, it will bleed into your marriage and have you guys arguing more about stupid stuff, because you guys are not husband and wife. You guys are now manager and client, and you have lost that. But of course, Giselle has something to say. She always has something to say, and she starts questioning Candace's about, you know, her and Chris's relationship, and him basically benefiting off of her being in in success with her. So I just like, again, she always got something to say. Candace sit over there and shut up, but she got nothing to say about her own self. We'll see. So Robin brings up the fact, she was like, well, you know, how Chris to you is what Juan does to me, because he basically says that I sleep all day. You know, he finds it unattractive of me being in bed all day. And here go her friend. Oh, no man wants to marry a woman that he finds unattractive. Is that stopping him from marrying you? Karen was right. Karen says in her confessional, Giselle's the type of friend that would kick you further down in the hole when you're already down. She's like, I'm her friend, I'm gonna lift you up. I mean, dang. She already just said it, and she tried to say it in a joking way, but we could tell that it kind of hurt her feelings that Ron kind of said that. But for you to just go ahead and dig that hole a little deeper, like, oh, he finds you unattractive. No man wants to marry somebody he finds unattractive. Like, really? Miss, I thought that was your friend. Is she your friend? Because I wouldn't do that to my friends. I ain't want to kick you further down in the hole. I might give you some hard truths, but I'm like, girl, no, you gotta fix that, honey. No, you don't want to him to do that to you. You not want him calling you unattractive. That's not cute. But she loves to kick Robin even more, but Robin's too stupid to realize it, because she do it passive aggressively. And I'm like sitting here like, girl, I wish the heifer would. Anywho, they get deeper into talking about Robin's how she's been sleeping all day, and she'll sleep almost to, she won't get her day started to 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Even Wendy asked about, are you neglecting your kids? She says, yeah, they're being basically affected by me sleeping all day. Like, her son used to have straight A's, and now he has like a 40 in English. Like, he's not really paying attention, you know, in class. You know, she's basically spending so much time in her own funk that she does not even like know how to get out of it. She thinks it's a seasonal depression, but a scholar says she has been depressed before, and she says she thinks that she is depressed and she might need to go seek some therapy. Robin doesn't really want to go to a therapist. She wants to go to like a life coach, but I think it was Candace who said, no, you need to go to someone who's like a mixture of the two. You do need to talk to a therapist, because something deeper is going on with you, and why you want to be in bed all day long. That's a problem. and you might be experiencing some actual depression. People during the pandemic experience depression all the time. If you're someone who are experiencing depression, you definitely need to reach out to a therapist. So I do think that Robin needs to do that. I take that pretty seriously because one of my friends are depressed, and so I do think that whenever you're feeling that way, you definitely need to talk to a therapist, sit out with a therapist, and see what's going on with you and what you need to do in those steps to actually get back to what you feel like is normal for you. So we talked about Robin and her depression. Let's see what else they talk about. So when they're talking about it, so Wendy is sitting there, she was like, oh girl, I feel like the more I eat, the bigger my bruise get. And that gets Giselle and Robin rolling on how they were talking about Wendy in the bedroom. So Giselle starts first. She was like, oh, we and Robin were talking in the bedroom, and we basically brought up that we feel like your personality has changed ever since your body changed. And they were like, well, the Wendy we met last year was different, had more substance than the Wendy we met this year. And it was kind of like, did you really just say that she lacks substance? She said it in a roundabout way, but she really did say she lacks substance. And it was kind of like Wendy had to defend herself. It was like, no, why can't I be a commentator? Why can't I be all these different things that I am with all these degrees and still twerk and still cuss and still, pop my booty and drink and do what I want to do? Why do I have to be a certain way in a certain box to make you feel comfortable? And Mia goes and says, oh, well, that's kind of different because, with someone who's like Michelle Obama or Oprah, they have to look a certain way and portray themselves a certain way. And you being a professor, you have to stay in that box. She's like, well, no, it doesn't take away from who I am. I am a professor. I am a lady with a lot of accolades. I do work for a very privileged school. Like, that doesn't take away from what I have achieved in life just because I want to dress a certain way and I feel a certain way about myself. Like, she's like, last year I wasn't feeling that way. And they were like, well, last year, you didn't feel confident. She's like, no woman after having a baby is going to feel as confident as she felt prior to that baby. And that is true. You have a baby, I don't know, but you have a baby. I'm pretty sure you have a baby. Your body doesn't feel the same. You don't look the same. You feel a little different. And now that she got her baby, her mommy body back, she wants to feel confident. She wants to wear those dresses. She wants to do those things. Her personality, they're trying to say her personality has changed because now she has these boobs and these hips and these thighs and, all these curve appeal about herself. Now her personality changed because she's a little bit more snappy and whatever. And she said the whole thing with Mia, it was because it was a build up for something else. Like, that wasn't just that one moment. It built up from a prior thing. And that's why I snapped at Mia. I did think that she was being a little bit more outspoken this year. I just thought she was doing that for the cameras, but not because her body changed. She got these new boobs and she got a new personality and all this kind of stuff. And Giselle said, well, you were sexy last year. She's like, she made a good line when she says, I define my sexy. You do not define my sexy. And that's true. I can tell you how I feel about myself. If I don't feel sexy, then that is for me to figure out how to make myself feel sexy. Just because you tell me I'm sexy, great, that's you. But I need to feel it for myself. I have to love myself and love the person I see in the mirror. And I don't need you to be up here telling me that, oh, but last year you was sexy. You had more substance about yourself. You were more Dr. Wendy. And it's kind of like, I'm still Dr. Wendy. I'm just Dr. Wendy who feels more confident. Thank you. So I was over Giselle and this whole trying to question Wendy and her personality change. And I was happy that Karen stood up for her and was like, we shouldn't be here dogging Wendy out because she found herself and she wants to love herself. We shouldn't be questioning her. We should be applauding her. And if I want to run around here and show my pubic hair, you should be like, thank you, Karen, thank you. I don't need you guys to question. And finally, Skylar kind of turns the tables and she was like, well, since you're questioning a lot of things, talking to Giselle, can I ask you about your significant other? I heard some things and she's like, well, I don't want to talk about him or that in front of that one. Talking to Karen. Karen was like, excuse you? That one. Yes, I know. She's a hater. And she was like, Look here. First of all, your life is a lie. And even when he had a lie, oh, not your life is a lie, child. Your life is a lie. Okay. And you are so quick to talk about everybody's relationship but your own. But when it comes to you, you get extra defensive. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm like, yes, you do. You sat here and questioned Wendy about her. You already talked, spreading rumors between the girls about the fact that Wendy's husband allegedly might have cheated on her. Then you're talking about Karen and the fact that Chris might be taking some benefits for her, you know, and the fact that her success. So I'm like, you talking about everybody, and you talking about Robin too. I ain't gonna forget about it. You talking about everybody's marriage but your own. You have done this for the last 6 years. We have yet to hear much about you other than this fake relationship you try to shove down our throats. And we all knew it was fake. Every relationship you brought in this whole show has been a fraud. Ain't nothing been real. Girl, please. And I was happy that Karen caught her out on it. Okay, her life is a lie. Your life is a lie, honey. Nothing about it is truthful. You try it, but you don't. Anywho, they finally leave and they all get back to the house, and you know, Robin and Giselle are in their room, and she's kind of like, well, you know, I wonder how Wendy feels. You know, she would just say she's okay and not really be okay. And actually, Robin was right. Wendy was not okay, because the next morning, when we see everybody get up, you know, we see Candace working out. Well, not working out. She's actually performing for her video she's getting ready to do when she gets back. And we see, you know, Mia up there still working. You know, they have to work on vacation. And then we get to Wendy, and she's talking to Karen, and she basically said she didn't have a good night's sleep. And they were like, well, what was it? She's like, first she said it was the babies, but I'm pretty sure it was more about what was said. And she said that, you know, she looks at Giselle as a sister, a bigger sister for her, and for her to sit there and say she has no substance about herself than she was, like she was last year, is kind of, it hurt her feelings. And I can see it hurting her feelings. I wouldn't let somebody like excuse me a second. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I wouldn't let someone like Giselle sit here and make me feel less than about myself because she walk around here looking tacky as hell, okay? And even Karen was like, wait a minute, she was dressing a little bit more conservative than what she dressed like yesterday, and she was like, are you wearing that for her? And she's like, no, I have my clothes in my bag because we're going to the pool. And she's like, I'm about to say, if you wearing that for her, then you go upstairs and change that, take the shit off, okay? And you wear what you want to wear. I was like, thank you. Wear what you want to wear, Wendy. If you want to walk around here in a G-string and just a little flossing on your body, then do it. Do what you want to do. Do what you feel like you need to do to feel good about yourself, because that's all that matters. And don't let someone like Giselle, who's insecure, tell you to feel bad about yourself, because that's what she's doing. She's insecure within herself, and so now she's putting it off on you, and that is ridiculous. And you know, she had to really comfort her and give her a hug, because Wendy was really heartbroken on the fact that how she feels is her to say she has no substance about herself. I think that really got to her, and you can tell that she was just kind of not feeling it. And I felt really bad, the fact that here I am feeling confident about myself, and here goes this other black woman tearing me down to make me feel bad, because last year I apparently was covered up and I presented a certain personality, and now that I'm presenting a different personality, she doesn't like it, and now she wants to question whether or not something's wrong with me because I'm now dressing more sexy. Nothing's wrong with me. I'm just feeling more good about myself. Thank you very much. But anywho, y'all, that was really the end of the review. After that, it was just what's going to happen next week. I can't wait. It's going to be really juicy, because we see that Wendy's about to get in Giselle's old turtleneck ass. Okay, honey, I'm really excited. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Subscribe to the channel so that way you can see me every week. I post reviews, so check out the other videos on my channel. I will try to post more reviews more often. Sorry, I've been a little busy. I'm trying to get a little less busy, but looks like I'm getting more business in the future, but I'll try to make sure my schedule is a little better in the future. But anywho, like I said before, like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you guys next week for another review